Hello, my name is Amy McEntee and I'm a project manager with RCL Benziger, and today I'm going to talk with you about how to use your Blessed Are We Faith in Action Teacher's Edition for online learning. Before you get started, there's a couple of things you'll want to keep in mind. You'll want to be aware of the platform that you're using for online learning and its features that are available to you. Most video conferencing services feature the ability to chat, to share your screen, conduct polls, and to break into smaller groups. You may have other features available to you through a learning management system. Consider which features you have available and your comfort level in using those features as you prepare to look over the chapter. You also might want to consider the amount of time that you're spending for online learning. Each chapter of Blessed Are We Faith in Action is arranged according to share, hear and believe, respond, and pray. In the Teacher's Edition, it is arranged to be divided over 5 days of the week. If you are not teaching religion every day, you may need to combine some sections or to assign some work for students to do independently or with their families outside of your gathered session. You'll also want to think in chunks. So if you are teaching religion for approximately 30 minutes, you will want to divide that time into 5 to 7 minute chunks. Lecturing should be kept to a minimum, and so as you're going through the core of the content, you'll want to offer opportunities for children to provide you feedback on their engagement using the polling feature or asking them to respond to a question in the chat, or even just hold up something to show that they are still following along and that they understand what you're talking about. The time will go quickly, and so you will want to be well prepared. The Blessed Are We Faith in Action lesson planning page available on Flourish is a useful tool for planning and organizing your lesson. As you move through the chapter, you'll want to think about what you can give to children to do independently or with their families outside of your gathered time. But remember, you want to ensure that each session includes the share, hear, and believe, and respond that is the key to Blessed Are We Faith in Action. Let's take a look at the Catechist Guide. To begin, you will want to look at the background page and spend some time in prayer and reviewing the content for your lesson. Next, you'll want to visit the at-a-glance planning pages. These pages, although their timing will need to be adjusted, will give you the faith focus and the key activities and structures for each of the chapters. As you move into your planning, you'll want to check out the wrap to see what sections you will do either by video or that you will assign to children to do independently. In this session, because the prayer also includes some personal sharing, you don't want to skip those personal sharing moments. So this says draw something that you like that shows God's love. Maybe instead of having them draw it, I would have them bring it with them and show us. In order to accommodate the number of students and time, I would assign maybe 2 or 3 students in advance. As you move into Hear and Believe, this is the core of your teaching. You'll want to spend maybe 7 to 10 minutes going over these core pages. For this particular lesson, I would either ask students to turn to this page so that we can read this puzzle together, or I would use the ebook and share my screen. You may decide to go in a different order, particularly if you're not teaching every day. This scripture passage is going to be beneficial for them to have read before they do the activity that I would assign on their own. But also, I maybe would skip this drawing activity and instead do the additional activity at the bottom that is better suited for an online environment. Respond is an important part of each lesson, and I want to make sure that children have an opportunity to respond to the faith lesson in ways that make sense. So this would be a place where we maybe would ask them to do something independently and either send us a picture of their book or complete an additional activity and then use a voice recording or a video recording or some other activity to show me how they have completed the objective for this particular lesson. And then you want to close your time together with prayer. Using the prayer sections at the end, many of these prayers can be prayed as a group using your video conferencing. You may want to, ask students to turn off their microphones and have one representative, or assign individuals to read each part. But you want to make sure that you give them a good experience of prayer. And then you can decide on your chapter review and follow-up. You might want to use the additional assessment tools that are available for Blessed Are We Faith in Action. You might have them copy the sentences, or take a picture of their student page, or in some other way show you that they have completed the work that is there. Online learning is different than being in a physical classroom, but it can be just as fun and informational. The Blessed Are We Faith in Action Teachers Edition provides you with the content and the structure that you need to be successful in online learning, with just a few adjustments. So take some time to check in with your learners. You might see what they liked. You might get confident and decide to use some additional tools with your religion lessons. As you gain confidence, it will be easier to try something new. So thank you for all that you're doing for the faith formation of God's people, and know that I'm praying for you as you take on the big task of teaching children to experience God's love in an online learning environment. Thanks, and God bless.